Hello, everybody. Hello. It is that time of the day. It is 1 p.m. and it is time for English Grade 7 Home Language. I welcome everybody who is part of our class today. And even you who's still coming, welcome. Yes, everybody, welcome. I hope everybody's good and you're having a good day so far. I welcome to the lesson of the day. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We are going to learn. We are going to become better communicators, better readers, better in every way after the lesson. Yes, it's English Home Language Grade 7. I am still your presenter, Jikimieng. There is my Twitter handle. Yep, yeah. Anyway, what are we doing today? Today we will be reading and viewing for comprehension. And what we will be reading will be a newspaper article. Okay. I think you know by now that this is something which you are most likely to encounter in your tests, in your exams. Okay, so you really need to be equipped to know how to do it so that you can do well in it. Not only that, but there is a newspaper around us. Newspapers are sold around us every day, Monday to Sunday. Yes, even on Saturday, there are some Saturday newspapers. So this is a very important skill to be able to know how to read a newspaper article so that you can be able to understand it and to take what it communicates. Okay, sometimes there is an article there about something you're interested in. Maybe it is a competition, maybe it is an opportunity for you to realize your dreams of playing soccer, your dreams of being a singer, your dreams of going wherever, your dreams of going to that school or whatever. So if you do not understand, then it will be difficult for you. So that is why we have this lesson, so that we can learn and practice how to read a newspaper article so that we can be able to read newspaper articles and we'll be able to answer questions about them in tests in exams, so we can also tell our elderly parents, our elderly relatives who ask us what we are reading about. We can be able to tell them what we are reading about. And as well as for ourselves, sometimes we read because we are interested. Yes. So that is what we will be learning about today, to read and view for comprehension a newspaper article. Okay, because fine, you can read, it's okay to read, it's good to be able to read, but that is not the end of it. Okay, after you have read, even during while you read something, you should be able to comprehend, you should be able to understand what you are reading is all about. Okay, because that is the reason why we read something so that we can comprehend it. Yes. Okay. All right, so let's get on with it. So in the previous lesson, remember we were still talking about debate, how to debate, and how does the procedure go and everything like that. You remember? Yeah. So without a waste of time, let us leave tomorrow things. Let us leave what's yesterday. Let's move on to the things of today, which is reading a newspaper article. Yes. So here's the overview of a newspaper article. You will realize that in a newspaper, the facts, they are stated briefly but accurately. Okay. Yes, I know some of you right now are probably thinking, but sir, why a newspaper article? I mean, now we can go to those websites. I mean, like now something which really happens right now, you can be able to know about it on your cell phone in just a matter of minutes, while it will appear on the newspaper in the next day, you know, or you can even see it in the news. All right. So the thing is, guys, although it's a newspaper article, it appears on a printed newspaper. But another thing is that newspaper articles these days, they also appear on the websites of newspapers. Okay, and you will see that that is true by the end of the lesson. You will see. Anyway, a newspaper article, you realize that the facts that they are stated briefly but accurately. Okay, and the essence is communicated without losing the reader. Okay, so as you read a newspaper article, you will know what the article is all about without really being lost. Okay, you will never be lost. You will know what the article is all about, even as you read it. Okay, then there is an accurate summary without slanting the truth. Okay, so the newspaper article reporter or writer or the journalist, so to say, they will summarize whatever they are reporting, and the way they summarize it, they will summarize it in a way without slanting the truth, without compromising the truth of the event which happened. Okay, then you realize that newspapers have a succinct title, and they also have a clear subtitle, right? Then you realize that it also gives the most important things first. Okay, you realize that when you read, the most important facts are first. That is the facts such as who did what happened, how it happened, when it happened, where it happened, as well as why it happened, and the degree to which it happened. So you realize that those are the first things that you will pick up when you read a newspaper article. So that really implies that the first paragraph or the first two paragraphs, by just reading them, you really get the essence, you really get the important stuff, the important facts of that newspaper. You will get them from there. Okay, so that is the overview. Now that we have the overview, it is about time that we get deeper into the essence, into the core of the lesson, right? Remember, if you have a question, if there is something you do not understand, please, the chat is open. Ask your question or raise your hand and we'll give you a chance to speak so that you can answer your question. Are we good? I'm good. Let's go. So these are the key features of a newspaper article. You will realize that every newspaper article has five, if not six, of these things. Okay. The first thing is the headline. The second thing is the byline. The third thing is the introduction. The fourth is the body. The fifth is the quote. And the sixth thing it has is the photograph and the caption. Okay, so these are the six things that you will always find in a newspaper article, whether that newspaper article it is on a printed newspaper that you can hold, on paper, or whether it is on an online news website. Okay, yes. So now that we have all these key features, I know that some of you are already wondering that, say, how do we identify them? How do they work? What are these key features? Thank you so much for such a question. I can read minds, you see. So yes, thank you so much for such a wonderful question. The remainder of the lesson will be me really answering your question. Okay, all right. The first feature, which is the headline. So the headline usually has only 4 or 5 words. Okay, so you realize that the headline is not a paragraph. It's just a very short sentence. It is a very simple sentence. Okay, so you know about headlines, right? I mean, as you are busy driving, as you're busy working, like on the poles of street lights, you will see them, headlines of different newspapers. Yeah, so those are headlines, and you would realize that they usually use only a few words, usually 4 or 5 words. Okay, if you don't believe me, you can count, and you'll say, wow, say really was correct. Headlines really have about four or 5 words. Okay, then the headline aims to attract the interest of the reader by telling them what the story is about in a short and interesting way. So you realize that most of us, okay, most people who don't buy newspapers, okay, fine, let me put it like this. There are those people who buy newspapers. I remember even myself growing up, my grandfather was like that. He will buy a newspaper every day, He will buy a newspaper every day. Okay, good. So it really didn't matter what story is on the cover page. He will buy a newspaper every day. That was him. That was his tradition, right? And on the other side, you get those people who do not buy a newspaper at all. You know, you can ask them how much is that newspaper. They won't tell you because they do not know. Okay, okay, fine, good. I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad. I'm just trying to make an example. Then we also have that class of people who buy newspapers. Why? Because of the headline. You realize that the person bought a newspaper because they saw this headline which was very interesting, which it really attracted their interest. It really attracted their attention. Okay. Okay, let me say this. For example, let us say it is you. You are really one of those people. Okay, your dream is to really become a singer. All right. Then, as you are walking around, you see the headline of a newspaper saying something about a singing competition. What are you gonna do? Chances are that you are going to buy that. Okay, you're going to buy that newspaper so that you can learn more about that singing competition, so that you can know how to enter it, so that you can win and you realize your dream of becoming a singer and releasing an album, right? Yes. So headlines are like that, and you also realize that newspapers in our grocery stores, they are strategically placed. Okay, you will never see a newspaper placed at the end, at the far end of the store. No, you realize that most newspapers, they are placed there around the till, there around the cashiers, right? Why? So that while you are still busy waiting on the queue, while you're still busy waiting on the queue, and you are bored, you do not know which direction to look, you look at your phone, you do not have any notification, then as you look there on the newspapers, then you see those headlines, and then there is that headline which will really attract your interest as a reader, and then you end up buying the newspaper. Right. So yes, that is how the headlines work. The headline, they aim to attract your interest as the reader by telling you what the story is about in a short and interesting way. And the fact that it is short, I mean, it only takes you 2 or 3 seconds to read a headline because it is short, and it only takes you that long, that 2 or 3 seconds, for you to really be hooked by the interest that which you will be getting from that very short headline. Okay. Then the second feature is the byline. So the byline informs us about the person who wrote the article. Okay, I will show you that. I have an example. And I will show you all these features in the example that which I have. So yes, the byline will tell us about the person who wrote the article. Okay, okay. Then the third feature will be the introduction. So the introduction, it sets the scene of the article, right? The introduction, it summarizes the main point of the article. So you can think of an introduction as when you meet a person for the first time, okay? So if you meet me for the first time, what's going to happen? If I meet you for the first time, what are you going to say to me? You will tell me your name, perhaps your surname, maybe even your age, maybe you'll give me your number, and maybe you'll also tell me where you're from. All right, so that will be the introduction, and from that, I will be getting the summary or the main point of who you are. Okay, so the main point of who you are, I will have gotten your name, I will have gotten your surname, I will have gotten where you're from, I will have gotten your age. Okay, so those are the most important things about you, and those are the things that which we use to identify you as a person, right? Remember, we use your name to identify you, we use your age to identify you. I mean, even your identity number, it has your it has your date of birth there, which to some extent it tells us something about your age. So it is the same thing also with the newspaper article, that the introduction summarizes the main point. Okay, and the introduction, it serves to answer the following questions. The questions: who did what. Okay. Number two, another question it serves to answer is what. What happened. Okay, what happened, what is it, etc., etc. And another question it serves to answer is where. Okay, so we will want to know who happened, what happened, and where it happened. And it also serves to answer the question of when. Okay, so from the introduction, this is what you get. You will know something about a person, something about what happened, something about where that event could have happened, as well as the time or the date when that event has happened. Okay, and all this information we get from the introduction of the newspaper article. Okay, so remember, guys, if you have questions or clarifications, the chat is open for you. You can use it to ask your questions, and I will be here to answer you and to help you. All right. And then we have the most interesting thing of our article, which is the body, which is where we will be spending most of our time when you read the article. So the body provides more details about the event that is being reported. Remember that in the introduction, you only get the main point, okay? So here in the body, you will, okay, remember in the introduction, we got the summary of the main point. So here in the body, we will get the explanation, the expansion of what the introduction was telling us. So in our example of getting to know a person, the body really, it will be like after we have introduced to each other, and then now I see that you and I, we have common interests, then I will want you to become my friend, right? Then you will realize that for me to really know you as a friend, it will really take us more time. Okay, I mean, when we were introduced to each other, it only took a few minutes, but for us to know each other as friends, it will take days, it will take weeks, it may take months, and even years. So yeah, even here with the newspaper article, the body provides us more details about the event that is being reported, and for us to really be provided with all those more details, then you will realize that it means that the body will really have more paragraphs. Okay, the introduction is just one paragraph. The body will have more than one paragraph because it will be telling us more things that which the introduction couldn't even tell us, right? Then the body serves to answer the questions such as how, okay, how something happened, and that will really take time, as well as the question why. Okay, when we want to know the reason why something happened, the reason why something in the article happened, right? So that is what we get from the body. So feature number 5, which is the quotes. So sometimes in an article, the article will include what a person has said. Okay. And the things that a person has said, we write them inside quotation marks. Okay. Do you remember direct speech? Yes, remember that in direct speech, remember that in direct speech, what a person says, we enclose it in quotation marks. Okay, we enclose it in quotation marks. We write it inside the brackets. So it is also the same with newspaper articles. Okay, so you will realize that in a newspaper article, usually people whose words are in quotation marks, it could be an eyewitness or it could be an expert. Okay, so for example, if let's say this newspaper article, it is about the robbery which happened at a grocery store, right? So in that article, the quotes are most likely to be the quotes of one of the eyewitnesses or the people who were there when the robbery happened. It could be the eyewitness, could be one of the shoppers, who was there wanting to buy the groceries, and then the robbery happened and they see it happening. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is what really happens, and we'll have it sometime in articles. Then feature number 6, although it is a common feature, but not every article will have it. Some articles do not have photographs at all, but we will have some which have photographs. Okay, so photograph and caption. Sometimes an article will have a photograph and a sentence explaining the photograph and the source of the photograph. Okay. Maybe I should back up a minute. Okay. Okay. Sometimes an article will have a photograph, right? And it will also have a sentence which explains that photograph. All right, yes. And then it will also have the source of the photograph, okay? Whether that photograph comes from a web page or a photographer. Because sometimes it happens that perhaps I write an article about your favorite celebrity, and because I've never met your favorite celebrity, then what I can do is I can go to your favorite celebrity's Instagram account, okay, then pick one picture there and then put it in my article, and then I say, and then I will write the caption of that photograph, right? Then after that I will put in brackets source Instagram, okay, to show that that photo, it is not the photo which was taken by me, okay? But it is the photo which I got from that respective celebrity's Instagram account, right? Okay. So yes, we just went through the 6 features of a newspaper article. Then now we are going to do this activity to see if we are able to identify all those features. All right? Okay. Okay, so for this one, I am going to need your participation. We are going to do this activity, all of us together. Okay, we said we have the headline, the byline, the introduction, the body, the quotes, the photograph, and the caption. All right, okay, so if anybody has a question, now is the perfect time for you to ask it. Okay, so let us go back to our activity now. Right, there's our activity. Use the following newspaper article to identify the key features, right? Okay, so what is the headline for the article? What is the headline of the article? You can use the chat to answer, or you can raise your hand and I'll give you a chance to speak. What is the headline for the article? What is the headline of the article? Okay, we have Lefa saying, teachers' tricks make memory fun. Lefa says that is the headline of the article. Yes, Lefa, you are right, that is correct. That is the headline of our article. And another question is, how many words are in the headline? How many words do we have in our headline? Okay, I know this is not a mathematics class, but can we count how many words? Okay, there we have Megan. Megan saying we are having 5 words in our headline. Yes, that is correct. Yes, Lefa, we have 5 words. Yes, Megan, we have 5 words. Another question is, what really makes that to become our headline? Okay, what really makes teachers' tricks make memory fun to become our headline for the article? What really makes it a headline? Okay, you guys, you have said that teachers' tricks make memory fun is the headline. Yes, that is correct. So my question is, why? Why is this the headline? What what really makes it to be the headline? How then do you identify it that this is the headline? Okay, so here's the reason why this is the headline. Remember, we said that yes, Lefa, because it is the title. And another thing about the title and the headline is because they are usually written in bold. Okay, they are written in bold letters, and you'll also see that even the font is bigger. You will realize that with the headline, the font, yes, the font. Remember, the font is the size of the letters, right, in a written text. So the font is bigger, and then the font is also written in a bold face. So the fact that it is written with a bold face and it is also written with a bigger font, it makes it a headline. makes this to become our headline. Why? Because remember, guys, a headline is there to attract your attention. So if the words of the headline are small, then they will not attract your attention. Okay, and for some people you'll not even be able to see them. Those people who have eye problems, people who are myopic, or people who have short-sightedness or long-sightedness, they will not be able to be attracted if the words of the headline were written in a small font. Okay, so by the writers writing this in a bigger font, in bigger words, then it will be easy for our attention to be attracted to this article, because you can see teachers tricks make memory fun. Oh, really? Okay, so now that those both letters have caught your attention, you will really now want to know more. You really want to know more. You will then want to read the article to find out how these teachers tricks will make memory fun. Because remember, you are also a learner, right? And you really there are some things you may really want to know, and you may think to yourself that maybe if you read this article, you can learn one or two tricks which can really help you to memorize or to learn some things that which you may be struggling with, right? Okay, so that is the reason why teachers tricks make memory fun is the headline. You can see that it has four or five. Okay, it has 5 words. It is written in a bold face. It is written with a bigger font than the rest of the words in the article. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so glad, I'm so proud of you that you have understood what we are doing today so far. Okay, so where is the byline? Where is the byline? Which here is the byline? Remember what I said about the byline? We said that the byline, it tells us more about the person who wrote the article. Okay, so when we look at this article here, where is the byline? I am going to say it again. I said that the byline, it tells us more information about the person who wrote the article. So the byline, it tells us about the writer of the article. Okay, so if you look at this article, where is the byline? Can you raise your hand and I give you the chance to speak? Or you can use the chat to write to us what is the byline. Okay, so yes, Junior, you are correct. The byline is below, it is below. Okay, yes, Junior, the byline, it is under the title. That is correct. Even you, Megan, you are correct. The byline, it is below the title. Yes. Okay, my question is, what is that byline in this article? So please write for me the byline. If you do not want to write the byline for me, you can raise your hand and I'll give you a chance to speak so that you can read for us the byline. So, what is the byline on our article? Look closely, look carefully. Remember, we said that the byline, it tells us more about the person who wrote the article. Right? So, if that is what the byline is, then what is the byline of this specific article? Okay, okay, seems like, all right, okay, there's Junior there with our answer. So Junior says our byline is by Lisa Demer, Tribune staff writer. Yes, Junior, that is correct. So if you could look at the screen, okay, oh, I can't highlight. Okay, sorry. So if you can look at the screen, what did I say about the byline? I said that the byline, it tells us more about the person who wrote the article. So if you could look at our article, there is our byline. Okay, our byline is by Lisa Demer, Tribune staff writer. So you realize that in our byline we have the name of the person who wrote the article. So who's that person? That person is Lisa Deme, who is Tribune staff writer. So that, my learners, is our byline. Thank you so much, Junior, for answering that for us. Then we come to the next question, the next feature, which is the introduction. So where is the introduction here? So for this one, it will really take you too long to text it. So whoever is to answer this one, please raise your hand. So I please raise your hand so I can give you a chance to read for us the paragraph of this article. To read for us the introduction of this article. So I am waiting for a hand, anybody with a hand, so that you can read for us the introduction, because you cannot text the introduction, it is quite long and we are not left with much time before the lesson ends. Anybody, Junior, anybody, please raise your hand and I will give you a chance to speak so you can read for us the paragraph. You can read for us the introduction, sorry, the introduction. Remember, remember another one awesome thing about this online platform is that even if you are shy, you can still read, you know. There's nobody who is looking at you, there's nobody who is staring at you, so you can read and there is no one who will laugh at you. And even if it happens that somebody laughs at the way you read, it's okay, it's fine. You won't be hurt because you do not hear them, okay? You do not hear anything. Everybody is in the comfort of their own room, in the comfort of their own houses. So this is a very big opportunity. It is a very exciting opportunity to read here because no one can ever laugh at you, okay? No one can ever laugh at you. And as for me, I will not laugh at you. I am your teacher. So if you make mistakes, I will not laugh at you. 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 So if you make mistakes, at school, we do not come to school because you know everything, but we come to school so that we can learn, right? So can somebody read for us the introduction of the article? Okay, Junior has a hand up. Let's give Junior an opportunity. Hi, Junior.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm good. Thank you for raising your hand. So, can you read for us the introduction of this article?
So should I start at the top or
Yeah, you can start at the top, but end only at the introduction.
so should I also start by the title?
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. You can start there.
Teacher's Tricks Make Memory Fun by Lisa Demir, Tribune staff writer.
Good.
San Antonio, can you name all the US presidents in order? How about, so I can't see that word,
Is reciting
reciting the 50 states
alphabetically.
alphabetically.
Yes,
Their capital too.
yes.
Pupils can at Saint Antonio School, a private what?
A private Catholic school.
Catholic school in San Antonio with about 200 kinda
200 kindergarten through 8th grade pupils.
kindergarten through 8th grade pupils. Sister Roberta
Okay,
Bailey.
yeah, Junior,
Sir,
Junior, Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Remember, I only asked for the introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes,
So
sir.
yes, thank you for reading for us. Yeah, so I only wanted you to stop there because we only wanted the introduction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading for us. Okay, thank you so much. So yes, Junior just read for us the introduction of this article, and you realize that from that introduction, now you have the main idea of what this article is all about. From what Junior has read, we can see that this article really is about memory. You know, here we are asked if we can name all the U.S. presidents, if we can name all the 50 states in the United States of America, as well as their capitals. Okay, so from here, what do we know? So from here, we know what is happening. We know about where all this is happening, that is in America, in San Antonio. We also know about we also know about the pupils from this school. We also know about how many pupils are there. Okay, Junior still has a hand up.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sir. I raised it up by mistake.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, so yes, that is our introduction. And Junior, thank you so much for reading it for us. You really did read it good for us. I know that the challenge you have experienced there was to see these words, like some of them they're not really that clear. But thank you so much, Junior. You are a good reader, and keep on reading. You will become so much more better and better and better. You become an excellent reader. And I would like also to encourage everybody else that if there is an opportunity to read, especially here on this platform, please do not hesitate, okay? This is a practice for you to read, and besides, because nobody sees you there's no one who's going to laugh at you if you make a mistake. There really is no room for you to feel shy because no one is watching you. It is just you at the comfort of your own room. Okay, thank you. Right, next up is the body. So since you won't be having enough time to read the whole article, then you realize that the body is the rest of the article. Okay, so since the introduction ends here, then from Sister Roberta Bailey up until the end of the article, that is the body. Okay, so if we read the body of the article, that is when we will get more information. Okay, that is when we'll get more information. We will know who this lady is. We will know who she is, what she does, how she does it, and everything like that. So every information that which we need to know about these teacher's tricks, they are contained in the body. Okay, so if we could read the body of this article, then we would have all of those. We will have all of those information. We will learn everything that which we will be needing to learn. Okay, so let us go to the next feature number 5, which is codes. Okay, so you realize that if you could scan this article, we will find some codes. Okay, so if you can look at the screen, if you can see where my cursor is, you will see one code there saying she's dynamic, the principal said. So that is one of the codes. And okay, for here, this code, it is something which is said by who? It is something which is said by the principal. Okay, so there's something which is said by the principal. Then as we continue to scan, we can see another code there which says, who can say the presidents in under a minute? We need to say them fast. So you realize that these are the words which are said by Gonick. Okay, we don't know who Gonick is, but we sure will find out soon. Then there is another code there by Gonick. Yeah, there are a lot of codes by Gonick. And my guess is that, okay, we'll see who Gonick is. Oh, there is Gonick. Gonick is the educator who really has these tricks which make memory to be fun. Are we all together, guys? Remember, if there's something you do not understand, if maybe I've lost you, or maybe you need clarification on something, please remember to use the chat to ask your question. Okay, so the last feature of our article will be the photograph and the caption. Okay, the photograph and the caption. So, okay, when you look at that photograph, what do you make of it? You can raise your hand because you're only left with 5 minutes. So texting may really take too much time. So please raise your hand and tell me what you make when you see this picture here. What do you make of it? When you see this picture, what comes to mind? What do you think about this picture in relation to that headline? And also in relation to the posture, in relation to the body language that this woman has on the picture. Somebody, anybody? Remember, guys, that when you look at this picture, you interpret this picture in relation to the headline and also in relation to the caption. Okay, all right. So there is the picture there. The caption says, Educator Margaret Gonick explains her memory concepts at a demonstration to parents at St. Leo College Tuesday night. Right? Okay, fine. Then, okay, let me see the chat. So we have Junior. Wow, Junior, thank you so much for participating in our lessons. Wow, thank you so much, Junior. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You really are participating. Right. I like to want everybody to participate, and you realize that when you participate in the lesson, that is the more you get something out of it. The more you participate, the more you learn, the more you get something out of the lesson. So I would like to encourage everybody to participate. So Junior here, she says that a principal is talking to people. So okay, we know that from the caption they say this is Margaret Gonick, who is the educator, right? So yes, you may be right, Junior. She may also be a principal. You know, I mean, remember, you're only the principal at the school where you are. Okay, so if you go to the other school, I don't know. Are you still the principal? I don't know. But thank you so much, Junior. Yes, you can see that she is talking. Then we have Lefa saying she is listing the president. Wow, Lefa, that's so amazing. A round of applause to you. So yeah, you can see from there, like it's like she's counting something. So since from our article we are asked about the presidents of the states, chances are she's most likely listing those presidents. You know, Abraham Lincoln, George Bush, whatever, whoever. All those presidents who were presidents in the United States, there she is there counting them. Okay. So yeah, you can see that from here you can really get a lot of information. You know, there is nothing which is here just for decorative purposes. Okay, even this picture here, it is not decorating. You know, it says something, it is communicating something to us, right? So Lifa also tells us about another US president, George Washington. Yes, thank you so much, Lifa. George Washington is one of the presidents, and we are sure that our educator here, Margaret Gonick, did list him. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson. So you have realized that from this article, we were able to identify all those key features. What are they? We were able to identify the headline, the byline, the introduction, the body, the quotes, as well as the photograph and the caption. Okay. So the summary of our lesson, here it is. We were able to identify all these key features in our article. The headline, remember we said the headline are the few words that tries to attract the interest of the reader by telling them what the story is about in a short and interesting way. Number two was the byline where we learned about who wrote the article. Then the introduction, which set the scene and summarized the main point of the article. Number four, it was the body, which provides more details about the event, right? Number five, it was the quotes, which tell us what a person has said. Number six, it was the photograph and the caption, right? So you realize that there is nothing which was in this article for decorative purposes, but everything in this article really had a purpose, right? They really had a purpose. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. All right, this is the end of the lesson. So as homework, as an activity, I would like you to Google the following news websites. You can choose any one of them, is okay. Then you will, then from there you will be able to see how newspaper articles are written, and then test yourself, see if you can be able to identify the features that we learned about today. Okay, see if you could be able to identify all those features, right? Okay, the lesson is over, but the conversation is not. So remember, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Remember to follow us. Use the hashtag lockdown eSchool. Speak to us, guys. What did you learn about the lesson? What did you enjoy? Do you have any complaints, any comments? Okay, please speak to us. Remember also my remember also my my Twitter handle. You can also use it to tell me what you have learned, to tell me your complaints, so that I can become a better teacher, a better presenter for you in the upcoming lessons. Okay, so there is my handle there at VASEBOY. You can use it. So unfortunately, guys, this is the end of our lesson. And from all of us at Digital School, we say keep well, we say take care, let us know home language is going to be good, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be awesome. So from all of us here at STEM Lockdown Digital School, we are out, we say keep well, goodbye, take care, and bye-bye.